Hi guys, it is Aaliyah and welcome back to my library. Today we're in a different part of the house with one of my newer bookshelves and we are going to do my September reading recap. Everything I read in September. Honestly, not my best reading month. I think it was my second worst of the year. But I had some good reads in there, some longer books, so I don't really care too much. And honestly, like 7 books in 1 month is still more than most people read in a year, so once again, I shouldn't be so hard on myself. Starting off with some of my paperbacks, and the first book I read this month was Chainfire by Terry Goodkind. I liked this one. I liked it a lot more than Naked Empire, which was the book before this in the series that I actually quite struggled with and was my least favorite, but I ended up giving this one a 4 stars. I quite enjoyed it. It was a definite step up from Naked, bit of a return to form for like what I sort of expect from Goodkind's works. So I did like it. I'm looking forward to reading Phantom and seeing if like the good work is sort of kept up, but free Kaylin, that's all I will say on that. It's kind of hard to like review a book when it's the 9th one in a series. I ended up finishing off the Gold Rush Ranch series this month. I read both The Front Runner and A False Start. Both these I gave 4.5 stars. I really liked them, especially A False Start. I just thought this one was so cute. I really enjoyed this one, and it tied in really well with The Front Runner. So I really liked The Front Runner, and then by the end of that I could see like sort of who our couple was going to be in the final book. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one. But both of these were strong. As you might remember, like the second book in the series I liked, but not as much as the first book. So I was very happy with books 3 and 4. Book 4, A False Start, I read just in 1 day on a road trip. Sat down and I had this on my Kindle and I smashed through it. I loved it. I also read Owls by A.K. Rose. This is the final book in the first trilogy in the Blood Ties series, so it's broken down into 3 trilogies, and this was the final book in the first trilogy. So I did end up giving this a 3.75 stars. I did think it was again much better than the second book. The second book I didn't really like how it progressed. This one I liked more. I did like how it tied up. But honestly, while these are like sort of mafia-esque books, I do find the mafia element the weakest element, and this one was heavy on that. So that was like a little bit of a con, but it was fine, good. A very easy read. I quite enjoy this series overall. Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk by Carissa Broadbent. This is the second book in the Shadowborn duet, so kind of like the Blood Ties series. This series is broken down into like duets. So there's the Nightborn duet, this is the Shadowborn duet, and the Bloodborn duet will be next. This was the, I guess, conclusion, though I'm sure they'll be in the next books, but this was the end of Misha and Asar's story. I really did like this. I did only give it, only gave it a 4 stars. I just didn't think it was as strong as some of the other ones. It just felt quite long, and it's not that anything that was happening was not important to the plot and it shouldn't have been there, but I do think it could have been a little bit tighter, and I just didn't find like the plot progressed in a way that drew me in as much as The Songbird and the Heart of Stone did. So while I did really enjoy this and I liked how the book went and where it finished off, and I thought it was really lovely and very like romantic and with great fantasy elements, I just sort of wasn't as into this one as I have been some of the other books. But yeah, it was a strong read, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing what is in store for the Bloodborne duet. I get a feeling that it's going to be really good. Serpents of Sky and Flame by Rebecca F. Kenney, I also gave 4 stars. I picked this up knowing it was going to be probably not the best book ever written, but like an entertaining dragon shifter read. And that's pretty much what it was. I went in with like, I think the right expectations, and it was an easy read. I did really enjoy it, and I gave it 4 stars. It was good, it was solid, it was just an entertaining story. I wouldn't go in with like that high expectations for what it is, which is like, you know, a self-published fantasy romance, and it's supposed to just be sort of like dirty and like a dragon shifter prince. Like, yeah, you will get that, and that's what I was expecting, and that's what I got, and so it gets a 4 stars. By far my standout book of the month, and this honestly, I hate to say, really surprised me, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. This is the first V.E. Schwab book I have ever read, and I loved it. I adored it. I have never read any of the other things she put out. I guess like the most famous one I know is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I just didn't really think that would be my thing. I thought maybe it was a little bit too lit-ficky for me, but Bury Our Bones, I got in Fairy Loot. It's a beautiful edition. I did hear good things, and I had high hopes. I thought like, oh yeah, Sapphic vampires, that could be cool. But it was like more than just cool. This was just, it's beautiful. It's gothic. It is literary, which I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I do, in my fantasy, prefer more of like a literary fantasy. I like it to be beautiful. I like it to be poignant. And I think that's why I enjoy books like this one, The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig, and I really, really love When the Moon Hatched, which I know a lot of people don't because that's not the style that they're looking for. But this, I really, really loved. It was just, it was incredible. I think this is one that's not going to be for everybody, but it was definitely for me. So if anyone has more recommendations like this, please let me know. And more recommendations like The Night and the Moth, because I really, really enjoyed them. I think I just prefer like a bit more of a gritty, gothic, and like meaningful story at the moment. So yeah, if you have anything like that that you would recommend to me, please let me know below. And yeah, if you haven't read this and you've been thinking about it, I would definitely say give it a go. Like, this is one of the few books I've read this year where when I have finished, I have been like thinking about it so much after I finish, you know, in the shower, and I've got like, ooh, kind of like fanficky-ish, like what happens next ideas in my head. So I think that says a lot about it, and I really, really enjoyed it. So yeah, those are all the books I read this month. Let me know below what you read in the month of September, and if you read any of these books, please let me know what you think down below, because I would love to hear your thoughts, and make sure to leave your recommendations. Please give a thumbs up. It really, really does help me in the algorithm, so if you would be so kind, I would very, very much appreciate it. Thank you again for everyone who's subscribed recently, especially since my book haul, because that video performed like very well for my channel. So thank you kindly. Thank you to all of you who are new here. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. I really have to go to mass now, so bye.